Hi, and welcome to Real Talk. Today I want to talk about Kim Davis and this whole debate on issuing the marriage licenses. And then we'll get to some other stuff as well. But, the thing about Kim Davis is, okay, she's an elected official. She's from Rowan County, Kentucky. She was just recently jailed for not complying with the Supreme Court's ruling that says same-sex couples must also be given marriage licenses in accordance with the 14th Amendment. Now, a lot of people are upset because they're saying she was arrested for being a Christian. She was arrested for having Christian beliefs. No, she was arrested because she couldn't do her job. Now, what happens then? She came out, they had a big fanfare thing with Mike Huckabee. Mike Huckabee, her and Mike Huckabee were on the stage, and some other guy, I don't remember who it is, some white-haired dude. She came out and Mike Huckabee grabbed her hand, he held it up, and she was praising Jesus the entire time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing her for having her Christian beliefs, but my problem with this whole thing is she seemed so relieved getting out of prison after those 4 days and was acting like she hadn't felt the sun on her skin for years. Now, my thing is, if she looked like she was actually traumatized by the event of being in jail. I'm not saying prison's not traumatizing. What I'm saying is after 4 days and you felt this way, but yet you've still vowed to continue not issuing marriage licenses for same-sex couples. And yet she still says she will not resign from her position. She's an elected official, so she can't be fired. Kentucky can start an impeachment process, but if we look at the voting history in Kentucky, it's probably not going to happen due to its large number of conservative, state legislators. It's one thing to go to jail for not doing something, but then come back out and vow that you're not going to do it again. You're still not going to do it. What you went to jail for. I think that some people call it heroism. I call it stupidity, because it does nothing for you. It puts you right back in this situation that you didn't seem too keen on in the first place. Now, some people say when it comes to the 14th Amendment on same-sex marriage that, hey, the 14th Amendment only applies to African Americans. It was to make them full citizens of the United States. Well, I say, if you can show me in the 14th Amendment where it just states African Americans, it will. I'll believe you. It doesn't say that. I will believe you if you can tell me it is just for African Americans. Well, let me just pull out my copy of the Constitution right here. I believe everyone should have one of these so they understand what the Constitution says. My copy has, the Constitution with the Bill of Rights and the rest of the amendments, as well as the Declaration of Independence and the Articles of Confederation. What I'm going to read real quick is I'm going to read the 14th Amendment, which has to do with citizens' right. I'm going to read the 14th Amendment, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and the states wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of the citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction equal protection of the laws. Not once did I read anything about this is just applying to African Americans. It says citizens of the United States. All persons born or naturalized in the United States. Not all African Americans of the United States. So, again, for those who are saying it just refers to African Americans in the Civil Rights Movement, no, it doesn't. It includes everybody. It clearly says all persons, not all African Americans. So, If you can tell me a reason why all persons only means all African Americans, why it doesn't include everybody, talk to me. You know, I've created an email address. I'll post it below. You can contact me there with the email address. You know, tell me what you think. Tell me if you like my videos. Tell me if you think, you know, I'm wrong on a certain point. But if you can find a part where it just means African Americans, you send me a message and I will fully research it and look into it. And then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I can guarantee you, I'm not wrong. Now, other topics in the world of today. Now, you know, people ask me to comment on the Hillary Clinton email scandal, which, okay, here's my take on the Hillary Clinton email scandal. You know, she is correct. At the time, there were no laws stating she could not use a personal email. There were, you could say, suggestions. They weren't laws, they were just advisories. They were advisory statements saying that they would prefer that all members of the government use a secure email. Hillary Clinton chose not to. Also, Colin Powell didn't, but Colin Powell did have the two. Colin Powell did communications on both emails. Now, people are like, but they've come out with that some of the emails have classified information. The information that is classified is now classified. At the time it was sent, it was not classified. So my thing is, do I think trust could have been lost? Yes, I think that has happened. Do I think that it's ruined all chances of Hillary Clinton running for president? No, I don't think so. But it also, if people can't find you trustworthy, it may have. But there's still a group of people who like Hillary Clinton, who like her politics, that actually feel that she is best for the job. Now, you know, that's all I have to say on that topic. We'll see as that more of that unfolds with the emails being released. But as of now, if it's now classified, meaning that when it was sent, it wasn't classified. So I have no problem with the unclassified or non-classified information being sent at the time it was sent, that it was unclassified. The other topic I wanted to talk about was the whole Donald Trump thing. You know, I haven't really gone in depth into how I feel about Donald Trump, but, you know, I could do several videos on how I feel about Donald Trump. Do I feel like he could possibly be the nominee? Yes. I feel that, you know, come November of next year, you know, 2016, you know, November 2016, we might be seeing Donald Trump, you know, be on that, you know, that ballot as the Republican nominee. Do I want that to happen? Of course not. Am I afraid that Donald Trump is going to win the presidency? Not a chance. You know, people are like, well, the polling that just came out said Donald Trump's going to beat all the Democrats. Well, you know what? Polls have been wrong before. So why don't we take our chances and wait and see? Because if it is Donald Trump, I have every confidence in the Democrats actually overcoming that, because I feel there are too many people out there who don't like Donald Trump. There are a lot of moderate Republicans who aren't the biggest Trump fans, and when it comes down to who they're going to vote for, they may either vote third party or they'll vote Democrat, just because they don't like the politics and the policies that Donald Trump is bringing to the table. You know, people ask me, oh, you're always so liberal. Do you have any Republican friends? Well, I have quite a few. You know, and a lot of the ones I'm talking to really don't like Donald Trump because I tend to have moderate Republican friends. You know, not many of my friends are, you know, very right-wing. But I think there are a lot of people that I talk to who aren't Trump fans. You know, hey, there might be someone on my friends list on Facebook who likes Trump and is just keeping quiet. But I feel that Trump is just a novelty item, and hopefully, because it is still early, you know, I'm hoping that come January, come February, his numbers will start to drop. If they don't, like I said, I'm fully prepared to see Donald Trump on the general election ballot. Versus, you know, it could be Hillary, it could be Bernie Sanders, it could be Martin O'Malley. You know, there are other people over there. It could be Joe Biden. There are other people out there who, it's still early. There are still people who could still announce. You know, the first Democratic debate is not until October. So we still have, you know, a couple weeks till the election. You know, someone else could jump in. We just had the professor, I believe his last name is Lessig. He just jumped in, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. So there's still time for people to get into this race. You know, I'd still say the same thing about the Republicans. There's still time for people to get into this race. Now, as it stands, do I think another Republican should or will jump in? I'm hopeful that no one else jumps in because it's already a clown car and you still have people polling at 0%. Now, if someone else jumps in, you know, the more the merrier. There shouldn't be any particular class that can run for president, that can run for political office. I feel that everyone should be able to run for political office. It could be, you know, I'm alright for the college student down the street. If he has the ideas and the conviction that he wants to go and run for office, he should. You know, the single mother who has an idea of how she wants the government to help others, to help people in her situation. You know, if she has an idea, I think she should run. I don't think there should be a political class of people running everything. I think there should be smart-minded individuals. There are people who should have convictions and want to fix things. I don't think people should be running for the money that political office brings. I think there's people who should run to actually be a public servant and to help people. Whether they think, you know, creating more government-funded programs will help people, or if they think cutting taxes and programs will help people. As long as they have an idea of what they think can help people, I'm okay with that person running for office. But you don't necessarily need to have millions of dollars to run for political office. You don't need to have, you know, a mansion, more than 2 cars, more than, you know, a lot of things. You don't necessarily need all that to run for office. What you need is a good work ethic. What you need is convictions that you stand firmly behind. Now, you know, do I think Donald Trump has some of those qualities? Yes, Donald Trump happens to be rich. He has some convictions which you can tell he either deeply believes or he's good at faking that he believes them. Now, I completely disagree with his stance on immigration and the way he's being so rude to just immigrants in general. Immigrants built this country, yet he's so rude to those trying to come here and make a better life. But I'm just going to leave that because that's a topic for another day. Because I could go on for hours about immigration. That's a topic for another day. I feel that the way he talks, he's very demeaning towards women. You know, the debate where Megyn Kelly asked him about the things he said on Twitter and on other social media sites, and he's like, well, it was only Rosie O'Donnell. Well, the fact that you still said about Rosie O'Donnell still speaks to your character. You know, but I also have another theory about Donald Trump. It seems to be the more people rally, you know, the more other candidates and, you know, news personalities rally against him, they're building up a bigger base for him. So I feel like if people were just like, okay, you know what? Donald Trump is the new status quo. I think the novelty of Trump will just tank. You know, Trump has said things that I thought would disqualify him from, not necessarily disqualify him, but, you know, make it so his campaign wouldn't get off the ground. But every time he says something that most people view as outlandish, outrageous, his numbers skyrocket. So my thing is, I think the more outrage there is against Donald Trump, the more certain people are pro Donald Trump. Now, like I said, that's a topic for another day. I'm getting myself worked up to talk about Donald Trump, but I'll save that for another video. I feel that the way things are going, I think we'll have a very interesting election season come. By the time November 2016 rolls around, we will have had an epic election cycle. I think this will be one that people will be talking about for a while. Coming off of that, do I have any predictions? You know, I am, of course, a progressive liberal. You know, well, I'm progressive. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm completely liberal. I'm more of a moderate progressive. You know, there are things that I'm still for, like right now, until I see evidence otherwise, I'm still pro-death penalty. But I'm also, you know, I'm pro-choice, pro-gay marriage. You know, now I'm just going to call it marriage because it's happened. Universal health care. I'm a big proponent of universal health care. I think it's something we should look forward to. Call it socialism, call it whatever you want. It's something I'm looking for. I'm for, you know, fiscal responsibility. You know, we got to work on lowering that debt. But when it comes down to it, you know, that's my background, and that's, you know, do I think I'm making a hopeful prediction? No, I think I'm making, and you know, somewhat informed from what I've been seeing. I honestly think the next president will be a Democrat, just based on the front runners of the Republican Party. You know, based on Donald Trump. You know, the new poll that just came out, like I said, has him placing, you know, has him winning in a general election over every Democrat. You know, could that happen? Yes, it could, but